Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching a 100. This episode 5 of the 6th season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far, and if you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode we ended very interestingly. Pretty much reminds me of Altered Carbon. I don't know if you've ever seen that show before. If you've not, check it out. It's on Netflix, 2 seasons, amazing. Basically, they could take somebody's memory, somebody who has died, and plant it into another body. You know, the same person will be there in the mind, but aesthetically, their appearance will be different. This is what's just happened here with Clark. You know, it's Ascension Day. We had Delilah. She was going in. It was her time, wasn't it? She was the prime. She went in to give Jordan a kiss. She was like, mate, don't forget about me, pretty much. I felt like it was a cry for help, even though she didn't look like she was, like, too terrified, so to speak. And he went in, everybody was cheering and all that, dancing around. So they've seen it all before, do you know what I mean? It's nothing new to the people that actually live there. And as she's come out of the, you know, the castle, he's gone to, like, wave to her, say, are you okay? And she just totally ignored him. It was like she had no idea who he was. She turned over to one of the guys and hugged him and was like, my son, my boy, you know, I'm really glad you've came, or something like that. So straight away I was like, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? It felt like a personality changed instantly. It was a different person, but that was not confirmed. Now Clark, she ended up going to a dance. He was having a good little, you know, bugger, and it was with the medic, you know, the person that was checking them up. He's walking around with his little bag. He was a person that went over to Murphy, you know, and put the snake on him. They ended up sleeping together, which is interesting there. But she ended up finding like loads of sketches of people in his, you know, in his room in the book. She was like, why is my face circled? Is it because I'm a Nightblood? He was like, yeah, because you're different. Then he started talking about, like, you know, the children of Gabriel and how everybody who's actually here in Sanctum don't always, you know, like, love the primes, and they're not all for everything what they seem to be. And then obviously Clark wanted to go, and he ended up shooting her with the dart. Obviously it made her incapacitated on the bed, but she could still see and move. Now the guys have come in, obviously part of you know, the royals or whatever. The guards have come in and seen him. They grabbed him. He's ended up killing himself, you know, before they could take him to Russell. And Clark's body's actually been delivered. Now the interesting thing is, yeah, his wife's come over and said, why have you not given him the cure? He's like, look, mate, what an opportunity we've got here. It's been like 40 years since the last Nightbleeder, and now, obviously, when it looks like our population is dying out, we've been given a gift from the gods. You know, a ship's come with a Nightbleeder right here, a perfect body. Obviously, Clark there, incapacitated, can't move, do nothing about it, but she can hear it all. He was like, look, mate, we need to put our little girl inside of her. And that's what they done, mate. They done the procedure, cut the back of her neck, put the chip in, she woke up, mannerisms different, twirling the hair like the girl in the first episode. Yes, I can work with this, she said in the mirror. And the episode ended, so it's going to be so sick seeing how everybody interacts with it. Because, you know what I mean, like, they're going to know clearly, people from the arc, like, Clark's different and it's not her. And you won't be able to pass for it either. Not with the memories, not with everything that's going on, the mannerisms. And especially Maddie's going to know that her mum, so to speak, is not the person who she says she is. Slash, you know, nobody knows that she's another Nightblood. I actually thought that it was the children of Gabriel that would have been the bad people, but now I actually feel like they might be okay, and it's these inside of the Sanctum, inside of the barrier, that are the bad ones. So very interesting. Jordan knows something suspicious. When somebody speaks to Clark, they're going to figure it out as well, and it's going to be excited to see obviously how we go from there. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Wait, what's the emergency?
Rose was killed, but Jade returned with your family.
There's a rumor that you and your family were running away when you went up to the Earthship.
Who told you this?
I did.
Josephine?
I heard that you were the one to find my last body after my tragic fall.
Whoa.
Yours was the last face I saw before I found. Now we're even.
Hey, do you remember this tune? So it is that girl. It's good seeing the characters different, it is.
Hey, too loud?
No, we have to talk about Kaylee.
No, we don't. A couple of decades on ice. It'll teach them a lesson. How many of them are hosts?
We don't know.
That's what you're going to find out.
If you just let me run the breeding program, we wouldn't be facing extinction right now. Peace and love for the grace and glory of Sanctum. Consent is key, blah-de-blah. Did this Ferrari I'm wearing consent to giving up her body?
If they find out we killed Clark, they will burn this world down.
Blessed is Josephine. Blessed are the primes.
Jade will be there to protect you. Redeem yourself for losing Rose.
They don't know what we are, Josie. And for now, we have to keep it that way.
Right, honestly, I can safely say I'm actually not following now. So, right, they don't know what we are. So, what we are is people with chips in our mind. So, we're not in our original person's body. Okay, am I following? Hopefully I am. So, like, they're not the original hosts. They are a chip made from Allah, placed into another person that's been a night bleeder, which has been able to obviously take the chip, because we see it, if you're not a night bleeder, you take the chip, you die. Look at Emerson. So I'm following that. Hopefully that's the right thing. She said she was on ice for 6 years, which I'm assuming that means that she died 6 years ago. And then obviously that means that she's been in this chip for 6 years and now she's got a new body. But then last episode, he was saying that the last night bleeder that turned up or something, it was like 40 years ago or something. And then, do you know what I mean? Like, they was talking as if this girl here in Clark's body knew about the girl that she stabbed, that she was going to board the ship to run away. But how would she know that? Because in the first episode, it was 236 years ago or 63 years ago or something, when she was on the Earth when I seen her get stabbed. So I'm not following that timeline. That period there, don't really know what's going on. The period of not knowing who they are, trying to pretend that she's Clark, get information of the night bleeders, I'm following. Technically, there's only one. Maddie. She literally, legit, is the only one that I know off the top of my head now. There could be more, but I can't think of it. I'm pretty sure it's only Maddie.
I know today is difficult for you. Rose would have made it beautiful, Jasmine.
He's one of the people from Earth, a friend of Delilah's.
I just want to give her this. You said that Daisy was your favorite flower.
It is.
Yesterday she told me her favorite flowers were calla. Something happened in that reliquary. It's like she doesn't even know me.
I played Vladimir in Godot twice. How hard can Clark be?
One bit of personal info you get wrong, just like that flower.
Can I please go to school today?
I don't see why not.
We talked about this. And then be like, more America and keep on him level, quiero come ahí.
Everything okay?
Yeah. And my mother?
Still in the library. Jackson City found her, sleeping with her head on a book.
Let's get you to school. Clark, chill out. She'll be fine.
You would never pass as a person, you actually wouldn't, like, unless you know them.
Interesting language. Come on, I know where the mother is.
They gave Clark a bodyguard for being a nightblood. And she just sends Maddie to school.
What happened to Delilah last night?
Our little girl became one with the primes.
She's acting like she doesn't even know me. That's what's wrong.
I miss her too.
She not blatantly said that she's gone and Priya's
Please
arrived.
return, blesses us all. What does that even mean?
I'm sure whatever happened between you and Priya, but
Delilah. It happened between me and Delilah.
I had him! Did you? You let us through so we'd have to go on foot.
The harder you fight, the faster you die.
That devil's snare.
Son of a bitch.
That's Harry Potter style, isn't it, mate? You stand on it, the more you move, the more you get sucked down. You got Ron screaming. It's like, chill, Ron, calm down. You know what I mean? Before they get sucked through when you go into that chamber. Now, the interesting thing is, yeah, Clark here, or whatever that girl's called, is it Josephine? Or is Josephine the other one? No, Priya's the other one. So, Josephine is the one in Clark's body, I'm assuming. You would never get away with it. The only way you could ever get away with somebody's personality is knowing the person that you've taken over. The people, the friends, the hobbies, you know what I mean? The family, the mannerisms, the sayings. Straight away acknowledge, happiness looks good on you. Because she's more upbeat, yeah, whatever she was saying or something. She don't understand, you know, the tree crew or whatever the language is that they say. And again, you know what I mean? She's letting Maddie go to school, she's being rash. He's got a bodyguard because she's a night leader. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would you let the commander run around free with no protection? Stuff doesn't add up. Bit confused why Bellamy and that are reluctant to acknowledge that Jordan was speaking to Delilah, and now he's saying that she's, you know, somebody else. Like, even when you listen to what they're saying, I think it's because we know it's happened, and then when I listen to it, it's obvious. They're like, yeah, we miss Delilah too. God bless, like, Priya's here or something like that. It's like, mate, do you know what I mean? She's just blatantly said to your face that she's no longer here. And then he was calling her Priya there, not Bellamy, instead of Delilah. Do you know what I mean?
He's got abdominal bleeding. How are you going to do that?
I don't know.
Clark, she hasn't slept in 2 days. I'm worried that she might relapse.
I don't want drugs. I want to save Marcus. Is there something wrong with that?
I heard what you guys were talking about. You said he needs hemodialysis.
This is about night blood. It's worthless. Can you Take some notes.
Right-handed. 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 Right-handed.
What? Why are you writing with your right hand?
I clocked it, me.
Clark, are you feeling okay?
The Lanhudia robulacera. Well, if you can't do dialysis, this guy metabolizes urea and creatine.
That's good. Go get Jackson, please.
200 years, this is all they matter.
I leave when you're safe, right?
Come on, Murphy, where's your sense of adventure? We're pioneers.
Looking around, apparently this whole thing's built on top of cave systems.
Rose is being offered to the woods. All of you are welcome.
Where is Jordan anyway?
I think I know where he is.
I would be a pioneer, to be honest. I would explore the lands. I wouldn't just sit in that circle constantly.
Okay, just go inside, Josie. Murphy is kind of cute.
Yo, mate, try and get with Murphy. Then you'd know that it's somebody else because he's obviously with Amora.
You gotta be kidding me.
Jordan.
Reckon he's a failed. Guy's here now. Here we go. She's got to BS it.
You shouldn't be here. I'm sorry. I saw you on the steps.
They're all commanders.
That's why the symbol was on the flag.
Well, it's all coming together, isn't it? Now can we please go?
Where is Clark's bodyguard though? She's obviously proper shit, ain't she? She didn't follow her up here.
Operating room attached to a crypt. Really?
Becca created the flame after Apocalypse 1. She obviously provided the tech to Allegiance 3 before that. That means that...
They're not commanders.
Today's subject is Brooke. Earth Embryo 47. Wait.
To do what? What are they doing?
For God's sake, give her a sedative! Can't. Full consciousness is crucial. Rostral, dorsolateral, pontine tegmentum is now fully dormant.
You just killed that girl.
Look at the chip now. Yo, that's really good, mate. That is really good. Clark can't do anything in that situation. You know, like I just said, she's got a shocking bodyguard. I mean, I'm not blaming her for the little kid being taken, but where was she when that actually happened? They managed to get inside the force field and take her away. And then, I'm not blaming her for being shot. They turned up, they killed the people, one ran away, backfiring, it hit her, Rose. Unlucky. That was unlucky. Here, though, she's been tasked again to protect her with her life, innit? It's the second time. And now she's just lost her. Straight away, up here, all of them finding out all of the secrets. Do you know what I mean? That's a terrible, terrible guard. Now, in there, Clark can't do anything. But it's interesting, they were saying that these was provided the tech before Becca created her first commander. That's what it sounded like to me. So they're not commanders, but they're part of all this tech shit that they got going on. It sounded like him there. I don't know which test subject he said he was, but maybe they was in 20s or something. All the previous before he said didn't work. I think it was maybe because they wasn't Nightbloods, and I think he was saying this is the first one with the Nightblood, and now obviously this is how you know, she's being tested. They have to be alive as well. That's why they hit him with that dart, because they're conscious. You know what I'm saying? Like, brain fully functioning. You can't eliminate that. I'm guessing that if you make the brain not functioning, then when you put it in, it doesn't work, and then obviously, you know, you'll die. So that is why they have to keep them alive. But again, on this one, you don't have to be willing to take it. They can force it. Where we know with the other one, it has to be by free will.
So it's out. She's waking up. Joseph, can you hear me?
There we go. Oh, that's her. So it's Clark watching herself get it for the first time. Oh, is he that dude then?
Gabriel.
I got old.
Oh, it's the same guy. That's pretty... Oh, Gabriel! He's Gabriel. Wow, I didn't even clock it.
I was right.
Yes, you were. Affects more than just insects.
Our memory drives. You reverse engineered them to upload our entire minds.
It is fucking sick though, let's be honest. Yo, that's some mad technology that. It would be so sick.
They're immortal.
They're murderers.
It's not murder if they go willingly.
That girl look willing to you?
But Delilah went willingly, she did. That's how they make it, yeah.
Easier, as Mother said.
Yeah, so much for respecting their faith.
You're a Nightblood, and based on what we just saw, I'm thinking that's the only reason they let us stay.
Maddie, I have to get her before they find out what she is.
These are all her. Jordan, I'm sorry I doubted you. You still want to stay.
I want to live. Tell me, these people know how to do that forever, as it turns out.
That's true.
It wouldn't suck either.
You wait, people. Who cares? Sack up and get over it.
Whatever you think you know about me, you don't.
He's not getting away. He's studying us from the trees. That's why he told us not to struggle.
I don't see anything.
Well, as soon as I give up this gun. Do you want to die? Just say the word and I put you out of our misery. I've been there. Self-inflicted. You're trying my patience, so I'm only going to say this once. As long as you draw breath, you can turn it around.
I like Diosa, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think she's pretty good. She's wise and strong and a good leader.
Some of your people have blood alteration. How many? Did they have mind drives as well?
Don't tell him anything. The minute you do, he'll leave us here and die.
Suit yourself? I can wait longer than you.
Octavia was self-inflicting pain when she was fighting them in the ship. Like I said, it was like Stefan when he felt like he needed to be punished for his actions as a Ripper.
They got into the lab. They know everything. Doesn't matter now because my host wasn't the only Nightblood. And that's what they call it. It's pretty cool, huh? I'm tired. I'm gonna sleep in my own bed, wear my own clothes.
And you will. Right after you find out exactly how many of these so-called Nightbloods they have.
You realize staying says we're okay with what they're doing.
We'll not last out there on our own.
They're murderers, raising people to give up their bodies, brainwashing them into believing they're gods.
Becca wasn't a god either. The scientist who made herself a Nightblood in a lab, same way Abby did to Clark.
So much information's just been dropped on that one little comment. Clark's acquired so much info in that one drop of a comment.
Clark! Flash him off. I gaffing chit you up solo.
Give us a minute.
She read it well. Clutched it, mate. She clutched that then. She did.
How are we on different sides of this?
But from what I've seen, these people are happy.
You won't know the difference between us and them. They faced it. Come carry on. I don't rip clean on a flashback.
Can you repeat that last phrase? So is it dream?
Who are you?
Josephine Lightblood.
It is good. I like, you know, I love new characters, man. I kind of wish this Josephine was in another body, like, because I want Clark to be in the show. Do you know what I mean? But like, I kind of want Josephine again. Like, she seems, I know it's like a big personality. I do love a good personality. When they come in, they dominate, and it's either goes one way or the other. It goes good, and everybody gets behind them. Or it goes bad, and everybody, you know, fights them, hates them, and it causes loads of action and commotion. Do you know what I mean? This is the one in Clark's body right now is causing the second half. But again, it's interesting because she's so cocky and confident. I love it. But again, I do miss the original Clark. I'm interested to see where it goes. It's good that Bellamy, you know, Sense Something was up there, but it was a drop of the hat. You know, Clark was created by Abby. All she needs to do is go and tell her dad. Her dad then will, you know, like say to Abby, yeah, I would come up with some BS. You know, I need this, I need that, or whatever. It's how do you do it? Try and gather the information. And then they've got an infinite line of chip people that they can give. Bang, bang, bang in. Everybody can stay alive forever. They can constantly reproduce their own Nightbloods. But the interesting thing is, like I was saying, everybody's okay with it. Everybody's fine with everybody jumping bodies. She was here one day. She's not now. The other person's back. Nobody's asked. She sacrificed herself. They're all like, that'll be her name or whatever. It's like, and they mentioned that Josephine jumped the line as well. So if they did come up with a solution on how to obviously create more host of bodies or find more for everybody to jump in, then they'd be okay with it. So like, I want to know, does every single person rotate and it's like a pecking order that you go down? Because loads of the bodies in that palace have obviously been killed before.
It's over, let's talk.
Don't you dare say a word.
Okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna talk after we die to save myself. So what are you really accomplishing?
She gets a hero's death. You've killed 12 of my people, and we've killed none of yours. How many people have blood alteration?
Get him out. He's showing he's a good guy. I wouldn't attack him though. What the hell is this? She's going into the underground caves, I reckon. Whoa, that's just killed all of those trees just like that. Bang. Yes, Diosa. Pretty good these two, aren't they? I liking it. Do you reckon it's just cured all of her cuts? Or has it made her old?
We use the ship's hemosep. Kane's blood pressure goes down, risk of emboli. We're talking about a 15-hour procedure. Once the pod is open, Marcus has 10 minutes. You've replaced pills with this.
You want to know why I want to save Marcus?
Because he's good. We stood by Blood Raina during the dark years, and Marcus was the only one who tried to stop it.
I would have stood behind Blood Raina, to be honest, in those dark times. Anybody that could help me survive through the dark times. I want to know what he seen when he died as well.
Yes. Let me convince you that we should leave paradise and take our chances in hell.
Why would I leave my home? Before you freak out and raise your voice, I have a question. Clark's dead. My parents killed her and brought me back. How would you like to be immortal too?
Listen, I would listen. I'm not gonna lie, I would listen. You know, the interesting thing is, yeah, Clark is actually dead, isn't it? She would be. How would they have harvested her mind? That's what I'm trying to think. Like, I understand she's in Clark's body, but like physically, if they just bin the mind, if that makes sense, Clark would be dead, no? I don't know. You know what I mean? I literally have no idea. Like, technically, thinking about it, she should be dead. I understand these people are like, they would have took Josephine's mind because obviously she was one of the primes, innit? An original, so to speak. And like, they're like, yo, let's get her. Do you know what I mean? Like, Clark, they don't care. Why would they keep it? It's no benefit to them. They're not going to implant her in any other bodies, are they? But again, I don't think Clark is dead completely. I think that they can fight through it. Do you know what I mean? The girl, Delilah, wouldn't have said to Jordan, don't let me become the face behind the glass if there wasn't a chance of being able to be resurrected into the present. Whether it's through emotion and you can get to them by that and, you know, influx it all so that your memories start coming back and you overpower through it. Mate, did that happen in the Vampire Diaries? Did someone's mind... I'm pretty sure that Catherine took over Elena's body in the Vampire Diaries and then memories started pushing through and Elena was fighting. I'm sure this has happened before in another program. I really am. I mean, I know it's like Altered Carbon when they harvest the mind and they put it in another body. They call it suits, I think they called it. And obviously they dropped it in different skins, so to speak. That's what's happened here. Obviously Josephine and Clark. But then again, I feel like having two minds in one head, you can get to them both and the dominant present one can push through when you hit the emotion spots. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I think it's good anyway. I've really liked it, me. I actually really have. Now, it's good that they've gone in, they've found it, they've acquired information. She's gone to John. She's called him John twice. The only other person that I know that calls him John is Amora. Do you know what I mean? So that's why he's kind of thinking, hey, hang on. She's made a bold move. Do you know what I mean? She knows Bellamy knows now. She's attacked him. She's took him out. She's waiting for John. She heard that he wanted to kind of be immortal. I'm not going to lie, though, right? It seems like the only people that they actually go for is the Nightbloods, because that's the only people that would be successful in them to obviously, you know, survive. But then again, I don't know, because originally was these Nightbloods. This is what I'm trying to figure out, because it seemed like the first one happened with a Nightblood, and obviously they're trying to, well, harvest the Nightbloods themselves. Do you know what I mean? And this is why Gabriel's left, and he was the guy that done the procedure. He was the guy photographing the world who was kind of Josephine's on and off boyfriend at the start, and then the one who'd done the first procedure. What's happened between that period and now, and why is he ran away? Do you know what I mean? It is interesting. I'm liking it. It's really good. John's always portrayed as a bad guy. He's the easy target to go through. Hopefully when he speaks to Amora and realises everything that's gone on, they're his friends. But I don't know. I think everybody deserves to be heard out. And again, the guy last episode who slept with Clark, who killed himself, was saying it's two sides to every story. You know, you've been saying that the Gospel of Gabriel or something like Children of Gabriel, they're the bad people, X, Y, and Z, but we don't know their side yet. And we actually don't. We haven't even learned much about them. Here, this episode, you know, that one seems okay. He's kind of set a trap to let Octavia go free, didn't he? And then, obviously, they ran away, chased after them. Kid died, didn't it? It was like a casualty in war thing, so to speak. But then, obviously, again, here, they're stuck in the thing, they're sinking. The waves come in, he's through the rope, he's let them get out. And Octavia did show that she wanted to survive. I never ever thought that she wanted to die. I always thought that she just wanted to be punished for the sins of the past that she's done. And she feels like that was the way for somebody to take the aggression out of them. So again, I do think it's good. I'm liking it, and I'm interested to see where we go from here. Okay, and that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out our channel today. Hopefully, guys, enjoyed it. Some very interesting stuff that's going on. You know, they've been tasked with trying to find out how many more Nightbloods there are. Now, unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure Maddie's the only one. You know what I mean? Like, Clark was created because Luna was the only last living Nightblood, and she was unwilling to take the flame, so they put Clark in a lab, you know, done the bone marrow transfer, created her, and she was willing to take the chip. Now, obviously, Rowan's come, he said, look, mate, she was fashioned in a lab, she's not a true Nightbleeder. If anybody can become one, then we don't have a real true commander, and that is why they had the conclave, didn't they? They all decided, you know what, we can't trust anybody if they're not created and born officially, standardly as a Nightblood, so let's rock forward, you know what I mean? And that's where Octavia won, and we had the whole thing, Blood Rainer, X, Y, and Z. Now, again, 6 years into the future, Clark was found with Maddie, who is an actual true Nightblood, and now, there could be more, but we don't know that. As far as I'm aware, I don't know that either, and she is the only true one. Now, the interesting thing is, I keep saying it, once the 400 people are awoken, there's an army there that are all going to follow Maddie. Everything that she says, they'll be doing it. So it's going to be interesting to see, because this episode, a bit of information from obviously Murphy was dropped in front of Josephine to say that Clark was created by Abby in a lab, and now she's going to take that and use that herself. She thinks it's a key bit of information. She's heard John, again, was saying it might be pretty decent to have an immortal life. That's what he was saying when he was speaking to Delamay. He was saying they don't actually look that bad. These guys have been living for forever, pretty much. They found a way to survive. Isn't that what we all want to do? Sounds pretty good to me. That's what he was saying. She's heard that. She's obviously gone down. Bellamy's kind of followed her. He's, you know, speaking. She kind of got away with it. She was good. She was like, leave us alone. Then obviously carried on talking. She didn't understand it. She attacked him. I actually do think Clark's acting has been really good this season. I could definitely tell it's a different person, which I'm liking. And also, like I said, mate, she's using this to her advantage now. She's going to use John to try and obviously get Abby to try and do all of this creation. Because the fact is, if Abby can extract the bone marrow from Clark and Maddie, because she is another Nightblood, then they can put it into more people, which can create more holes, which they could transfer the bodies over. Now, I want to know, like, why is it that they transfer them over? I mean, I understand, like, if somebody was 80 years old and dying and you had a host there willing to take it and you transferred it, that would make sense. But the fact is that, you know, they used Delilah, and they made like a way where they okay with themselves by doing this, by getting them to kind of like willingly accept and offer themselves to it for Ascension Day. Do you know what I mean? Like, will you do this? She's like, yes. They're like, great, come on, let's go inside. It's kind of like, well, to be honest, it might have, no, it doesn't have to be free will. I was going to say it might have to be free will like Becca's, because, you know, we've seen it before. Kane couldn't have it, Abby couldn't have it, Raven, but when it was forced, they took it, they made somebody else suffer, and they accepted it. Here, I was going to say that, but Clark, she didn't accept it, did she? She was taken, it was implemented into her like that, and she had no say. So this one can do it, and it was explained by Bellamy that this information and technology was passed prior to Becca making the first one. That's where, obviously, these can do it. They're not commanders, they're different. How many chips is there? That's what I want to know. How many, you know, bodies can be harvested and obviously planted into new people? And like I said, mate, I feel like it's only a Nightblood that it can go in. That's how I'm following it. You know, that's why the Primes are Nightbloods. And obviously he was saying that, you know, they had none left pretty much. The last one that ascended was, I'm guessing you could just be born with a Nightblood, just absolutely randomly. Do you know what I mean? 42 years ago was their last one, like he was saying. As it was dying out, you know, they was gifted with Ship and Clark and now Maddie. And like I said, mate, if they can get the bone marrow extracts and put it into their people, they can all live for forever pretty much. But they're going to need a hell of a lot of it, is it, to sustain that society. But again, I'm loving the dynamic duo with obviously Octavia and with Diyoza. I personally don't think Diyoza's been that bad ever since she's been introduced. I know she's been coming and she's like a baddie kind of person, but then McCreary totally just took that one out of the park. Ever since that, she kind of like, I personally think ever since you know, her McCreary's people shot Octavia, she wasn't actually that bad. Yeah, she wanted to hit the missiles, but after that, she's been alright. She wanted to survive, she wanted to keep her baby alive, she wanted to cure her people. She didn't like McCreary and wanted to take them out, which I can't really blame, because she thinks he's an asshole, and obviously his people are not her people, and the way they act are totally different to her. But yes, okay, it's interesting to see it here that her name's up on the board with Hitler and Bin Laden, he was saying. And you know, that's ruthless and savage and people are not going to accept you in that society, are they? But she's still rocking and rolling and trying to find a way to survive, and I do like it. I think she's strong, an asset, and you know, it's going to be good to see her and Octavia like bouncing off each other for the rest of the season. Can't wait to see more. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.